I'm Joyce Woodworth. Welcome to the Spirit of Winona. The Winona Senior High School has been staging wonderful musicals for years. When Bruce Ramsdell, the choir director, began 18 years ago, these musicals were kicked up a few notches, and playgoers have been enjoying as close as they can get to professional theater right here at our high school. At one point, there was a possibility that these wonderful performances by our high school students would be halted because of funding, when a group of women stepped in and decided to save our fine arts. Today we're going to talk with one of these women and find out how they did that and keep doing it, and also take a look at some of the musicals presented in the past and a close look at 2004's musical Brigadoon. I'm presently sitting with Mickey Barr, who is the president of SOFA, which stands for Save Our Fine Arts, and we are currently sitting in the auditorium here at the high school. Hi, Mickey.
Hi, Joyce.
Well, tell me now, SOFA is an acronym for Save Our Fine Arts, and it got developed a few years ago. Tell me about the beginning of it and why you started SOFA.
SOFA was actually born in 1988 when the funds were cut for the production that had happened the year before with Mr. Ramsdell. That was such a fabulous production, we couldn't let it lie. So there were a number of women who got together and organized a huge committee that sold advertising for that show, and we made enough money to pay what had to be paid that the budget wasn't going to pay, and history was begun.
The women who began SOFA were so impressed with Bruce Ramsdell's first stage production at Winona Senior High School in 1987, which was Fiddler on the Roof, that they wanted to make sure the show would go on from that time forth. "14 years later, Bruce Ramsdell brought it back on stage with Nat Bremer as Tevye. He and his twin Eli play the leads in this Jewish-Russian musical. Get Your Gun in 1988 was the first SOFA-supported play.
Kelly Card played Dolly in Hello, Dolly in 1989. A very flamboyant role, big voice. It was a spectacular costume show that stands out in my mind.
Maggie Bamanek played Dolly again on stage in 2002 when a fun twist was added to the show featuring dancing waiters.
Early on, we did Once Upon a Mattress, which was an awfully fun show. The kids had a fun time doing that. 110 in the Shade was a strange play to me. I didn't really know the show, but so I learned a lot.
I've got to run, and then the run, I've got to
In 1992, Guys and Dolls was presented.
Take back your ring, take back your pearls. What made you think that I was one of those girls? I'm screaming, take back the gown, take back the hat. I may be down, but I'm not flooded all back. Cause it each expensive if you raise what's the token of your esteem.
Run, be a lady. Run, be a lady. Roll, will you roll? Will you? What's the matter? Roll the dice. Coming out, right. Ha!
Bye Bye Birdie came on the scene in 1993.
Okay. Let's kiss. Oh, give me one. Let's kiss. It never felt like this. No, never felt like this. You know I need your love. Oh, oh, oh. Give me one last kiss.
Meet Me in St. Louis was presented in 1994, and in 1995, the talented Simone Perrin starred in Anything Goes, which is a great song and dance show.
Anything goes. In hopes and dreams, something so shocking was a look on and something shocking. Well, heaven knows. Anything goes.
Community has supported this musical, yes. There's a reason why, because it's a fabulous show. Everyone is fabulous.
In 1996, The Music Man, starring Mike Newcomb as Professor Harold Hill, started the show with traveling salesmen talking in beat to the movement of the train.
Well, I don't know much about bands, but I do know you can't make a living on big trombones, no, sir. Mandolin picks, perhaps, and here and there a Jew's harp.
No, the fella sells bands, boys' bands. I don't know how he does it, but he lives like a king, and he dallies and he gathers and he plucks and he shines. And when the man dances, certainly, boys, what else? The piper pays him. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. When the man dances, certainly, boys, what else? The piper pays him.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But he doesn't know the territory.
It is evident by the number of persons in this show how popular these plays are with the students.
All the Wells Fargo wagon is up, coming down the city, prepaid surprise or COD. Curtains or fishing or a towel boiler.
Or it could be
Yes, it could be. Yes, you're right. It surely could be
special
something very, very special now.
for me.
We don't advertise anymore. We used to put out placemats at restaurants with the cast and crew and, you know, little advertising flyers. And we even took out an ad, a billboard ad at one time. I think it was donated, actually, which was really nice. We don't do that anymore. We have a patron mailing list that we send out to. We have press releases we put in the newspaper, and people are waiting for it to come by. In fact, usually around the first of the year, I get questions, well, what's the musical this year?
In 1997, The Sound of Music began on stage in the darkness of a convent, and then centered around the von Trapp family in an Austrian villa during the run of Nazi Germany.
How do you know about a night, Maria? How do you catch a cloud and beat it down?
It says here only the names of the children. It says the Von Trapp family singers. I am the head of the Von Trapp family. It doesn't say here what you're going to sing. What are you going to sing, Captain? It's your privilege to come to the concert to find out, sir. Well, I'd like to hear you sing now. Sing what you're going to sing at the concert. Sing!
Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti. Do, a dear, a female deer. Re, on top of golden star. Me, a name I call myself.
Far along the way to Rome.
The production of 1998 went from the refinement of an Austrian family to the farmland and cowboy country of Oklahoma.
Oh, the farmer and the cowman should be friends. One man likes to push the plow, the other likes to chase the cow. That's the reason why they can't be friends.
You stay away from her, you hear?
You know, somebody ought to tell Lori what kind of a man you are. And for that matter, somebody ought to tell you about yourself for once.
You better get out of here, Curly.
They sure would sing loudly when the singing started, though. Sing like their hearts would break. Boy, Shorty's dead. On candlelights, he said. He's looking oh so pretty and so nice. He looks like he's asleep. It's a shame that he won't keep. But it's summer and we're running out of eyes. Oh, the home of every night's my honey lemon die. Sit alone and talk and watch our hearts making lazy circles in the sky.
We know we belong to the land, and the land we belong to his brand. And when we sing, yeah, now you feel we there. We're only saying you're doing fine, Oklahoma, Oklahoma, okay.
In the very beginning, we paid stipend, we paid salary, we paid royalty cost, costuming. When I remember going up to the cities even to pick up costumes and bring them back. And those were sort of the lean years, you might say. We weren't thinking really big, we just wanted to have a nice production. Then the fun really started. The patron money was coming in so fast and furious, we had extra money. We couldn't spend it on costumes anymore. So we thought, what better thing to do with the extra money than to put it back into the school, into the students that were pouring their hearts out. We're doing a fabulous job. And we started a scholarship. That's where the patron money goes, is to our scholarship. It began in 1990 with our first recipient, Mark Schreiner. It was a $4,000 scholarship. Last year we gave 2 scholarships at $5,000 each. We've been giving scholarships every year.
The last play in the 20th century for Winona Senior High School was a fun portrayal of college life in the 40s. Good News was an upbeat, just plain fun musical.
Colton on Saturday.
It may not be a big game, freshman.
Well, why not?
Stop, Marlo is studying astronomy.
Now, I may be only a substitute on the football team, but with this great car, I'm gonna get me the most beautiful, most glamorous gal in the entire college.
Here I am.
You're the dream I can't be. You're the substitute. You will always be my necessity. I'd be lost without you. You're the girl I love. You're the captain through. You will always be my necessity. I'd be lost without you. Come on, Charlie. Let's take a spin.
Well, Speedy, I don't know.
The first play of the 21st century was South Pacific, which took place during World War II.
There is nothing like a day.
South Pacific was followed by Fiddler on the Roof, then Hello Dolly, and in 2003, My Fair Lady.
What about Eliza?
He don't know. Her own father. And he don't know.
You know, that's the other thing that I think is very important about all of these plays and these kids. A lot of them have historic value, and these students learn about history, about periods and cultures and times that they would probably not be exposed to otherwise.
Certainly that's the case with this year's play, Brigadoon. It's set back, way back in the Scottish times, back in the 1700s.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Even though the play actually takes place in 1946.
Look! Look over there!
Brigadoon on our map. Now, come on, somebody. What's going on here? What is this?
We're having a fair.
Oh, say, is that milk you're selling there? Well, may I buy some? I'm terribly thirsty. We've been walking all night.
I'll have to see our money first.
What?
Well, what did you give her? A hunk of uranium?
Just a shilling. What a loony layout this is.
'Tis very interesting, sir. But it does me no good.
What do you mean? The mist of May's in the gloaming, and all the clouds are holy sea. So take my hand and let's go roaming. Let's go with a hammer on my heel, the hammer on the heel.
Jeannie's packing up, Jeannie's moving out. Jeannie's packing up, Jeannie's moving out. There goes
Mr. Lunn. Aye, lad, aye, your men. Remember, it's like I told you. If you love someone deeply, anything is possible. Even miracle.
Well, Mickey, now this year you're raising money for a bigger cause. You're going beyond the scholarships for something really big. Tell us what's going on this year.
Above and beyond the musicals, because we still put all of our efforts into the musicals, we thought it would be a really good idea to get the community involved actively and raise funds to replace these seats. These are awful. They're not comfortable to sit in. They have holes in them. They are broken. After 36 years of use, it's time to replace these seats, and we're going to retire them with grace. But when we do that, why should we put in seats and not think about the roof that's falling in or the ceiling that's been leaking? The sound in here is an auditorium sound. It's not a good sound. It needs to be updated. The lighting system all needs to be, wiring needs to be done, the floor needs to be redone. So we've gone to the school board and we've talked about these things, and we have a commitment that the roof will be fixed. They will do the ceilings, they will do the floors. The walls, we're not sure what's going to happen to those yet, because acoustically, they may not be the problem. Maybe we can do this with sound system. We have video projection system planned for the auditorium, which is going to be used not just for musicals, not just for classrooms. This is going to be used by the community.
Well, it's a great cause, and I want to thank you so much for all your support through the years for the high school musicals.
Thank you. It's been fun.
Great. And thank you for joining me today. Please join me again next week. Till then, enjoy the Spirit of Winona.